Hello you mighty fine people and welcome back to the channel. Crossplay is right around the corner and I'm incredibly excited for it. It's such a huge quality of life upgrade for our game. But I'm not here to talk about that. Plenty of others will have discussed it already, and if you want the no-nonsense rundown, I'm sure Freeze will have it covered. The new season will also see the return of the testing grounds, easily one of the most exciting times to play the game for me. I mean, I wouldn't mind having that Apollyon event come back so I can finally get the last piece for Hitakiri that never dropped in over 50 games and 30 plus scavenger crates, but I digress. Back to the topic at hand. The testing grounds returns on March the 31st, and the roadmap shows that we'll be seeing a return for Conqueror, but what also appears to be the Shaolin. It's unclear if Dominion will have any other tests implemented again, but let's focus on our Wu Lin friend for this video. I'll quickly show the roadmap for March on screen, and as you can see in the top left, at least after I zoom in, that both Shaolin and Conqueror are present for the testing grounds. Whilst official confirmation will likely happen tomorrow on the Warrior's Den, I'd like to think this is still a safe bet. Anyhow, back on topic. Shaolin is a unique hero in many ways. A hybrid with reflex guard, teleportation feats, and his signature chi stance that gives him access to a lot of interesting moves. A kick, a sweep, unblockables, undodgeables, superior lights, and even unique taunts. So why is Shaolin in the testing grounds? Well, simply put, Shaolin is unviable. Despite having many tools, Shaolin can't really utilize them very well. His neutral game isn't very good, and it's key that Shaolin access chi stance often to put pressure on the opponent. And while in chi stance, Shaolin's stamina recovery is paused, and there's quite a few moves that he has that don't allow for chi stance entry, so it's understandable that he needs some developer attention to keep up with the stronger heroes. So what I want to do in this video is kind of anticipate what I think will change with his kit, and maybe add what I think would help him out a little more. So let's quickfire the minimum expected changes, or at least what I think the devs will have done, taking into account recent reworks and heroes introductions in regards to balance. For the sake of pacing in the video, I'm going to quickfire list these off, and it will assume that you are familiar with Shaolin's kit and the limitations that it has. Zone attack, stamina cost reduction, likely 3 separate values for each swing. Chi stance no longer pauses stamina regeneration. Light and heavy finishes can now flow into chi stance. Side dodge heavies can chain and also flow into chi stance. Astonishing Blossom, chi stance side light speed increased to 500 milliseconds and damage reduced to match Bounding Blossom. Bounding Blossom, chi stance top light, stun removed. Bounding Blossom and Astonishing Blossom can now chain and flow into chi stance. Lotus Leap, chi stance top heavy unblockable, can chain and also flow into chi stance. Elegant Lotus, the chi stance side heavy undodgeable, can now chain and also flow into chi stance. Stamina damage reduced or removed from Sun Kick. Sun Kick follow-up light can chain and also flow into chi stance. Sun Kick sweep removed. Apologies for my monotone delivery there. However, that's what I think is the likely, or at least the bare minimum, I hope will have changed for the hero. Chi stance is the core part of Shaolin's moveset, and it's where all his pressure tools are. The problem lies that Shaolin is forced to rely on select moves to enter chi stance. These changes would allow him to constantly pressure opponents, maintain offense, and the player is rewarded to committing to attacks. Stamina damage removal is a given at this point, as is speed standardization for attacks. Shaolin's zone stamina cost is absurdly high, and having paused stamina regen while in chi stance reduces the player's ability to maintain pressure. I think the sweep will be removed largely because it serves no real purpose, when the kick already confirms damage, and if that kick into light can enter chi stance, then the sweep is just going to be more risk for little reward. I could be wrong though, and it could be repurposed, but I could be wrong about all of this. However, I do feel that these are necessary for the character to have new life in the increasingly aggressive metagame. 4 additional changes I'd like to see, and such changes if not already included in the rework I will be advocating for, would be as follows. Dodge out of chi stance. Can help with deflex, and if dodge attacks can chain or flow back into chi stance, this will be great defensive utility. Forward dodge heavy would have damage reduction, unblockable property, and soft feint into guard break added. Speed decreased to 800 milliseconds and uninterruptible stance added at 400 milliseconds. Should work as a great initiation tool to help with the neutral game, and if it works for Pirate, then I don't see why it can't work for Shaolin too. That's really the only kit changes I can think of at the moment that I feel would really benefit the character on top of what I expect. If anything else, I'd like to see some feat changes. Chi Trap is either useless or overpowered depending on the map, so it needs some kind of middle ground or just replacing entirely. Heal on Block saw a significant nerf a while back, but has little to no utility on Shaolin, given that he has a Reflex Guard and Invigorate is a superior choice overall. And please, just remove Slippery. If you pick this feat and it's not for the memes, well, I just don't know what to tell you. You're doing something wrong. Anyhow, those are my expectations and desires for a reworked Shaolin. Do you think we'll see some of the changes that I mentioned? Do you think my suggestions are a good idea? Or am I just full of shit? Let me know what you would like to see in a buffed Monkey Man in the comments. With that, I'll leave you with the rest of the video, and my apologies once again as I'm a terrible Shaolin player. He's my least used character across both PS4 and PC. But you have my thanks for watching the video. If you'd like to see more videos in the future, hit subscribe. It costs you literally nothing and it really helps me out. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now!
Defeat. 金刚伏魔。就让我超度你吧。金刚伏。阿弥陀佛。